Hey guys, Savage Joy with Real Progressives. So this is an impromptu show. I took a train from Harrisburg to Philly, and while we were here, I was lucky enough to meet up with Paul Glover. I've had him on my show twice, and you guys know him as the 2018 Green Gubernatorial candidate in Pennsylvania. So he's going to talk a little bit about what he's up to and what we can look towards in the future. Hey, Paul.
Hey.
We are in a Chinese restaurant, and it was very good. So you actually did awesome for the general. You kicked ass. I know you're kind of modest, but do you want to tell everyone how many votes you got?
I got 27,792 votes.
That's
It was
awesome.
a landslide. I was buried under the landslide.
That is awesome. And you have run before.
Yeah, I ran in 2014, asked again by the Green Party, and at the time it was virtually impossible to get on the ballot, but we sued the state of Pennsylvania in federal court and won. Therefore, it is now possible for our statewide candidates to actually get on the ballot and to raise issues which are being raised neither by Republicans or by the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, in this case, fracking, mass incarceration, vastly expanding green jobs, and education that inspires a love of learning and creativity. A bunch of other really good things that contributed to the articulation of as practical policy. I would say, though, and this is not sour grapes, even had I been elected, I would say this, that a successful society doesn't depend on politicians. I don't believe in good government. I believe in fierce people. And no matter the extent to which official channels become blocked, I find it exciting that we are able to combine to create our own local initiatives. In Philadelphia, I'm getting ready to launch Philadelphia, a self-funding health cooperative. This at a time when the Affordable Care Act has been declared unconstitutional. When state, federal, and local entities fail, then it's up to the people, we ourselves, to get together and create our own systems to protect one another. I did this in Ithaca, New York with the Ithaca Health Alliance many years ago. For $100 a year, members were covered for 12 categories of common emergency anywhere in the world with specified maximum amounts. Then we built a free clinic. And so notwithstanding that it's not legal to do this in Pennsylvania, we will do it anyway. I had written a book some years ago titled A Crime, Not a Crisis, about collusion in Pennsylvania between regulators, legislators, and insurers to keep the game rigged and very profitable. And this, of course, has become increasingly deadly for more and more households in Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. And you are, talk about an entrepreneur. You are the amount of, I want to say it was 18 nonprofits you've started. That's kind of impressive. They mostly do focus on green causes. Do you want to discuss a few of them and what you're doing with them?
Well, I started a local currency in 1991. I designed paper money for my community and convinced several thousand individuals and 500 businesses it was real money. We then traded millions of dollars worth of this money, made loans up to $30,000 of our own cash without charging interest, and made grants to over 100 community organizations. And intending to do this in Philadelphia, I tell people we're not replacing dollars, we're replacing the lack of dollars. started Citizen Planners in 1978 to empower average people in the planning process instead of just being bystanders to the boom and bust of capital. And now that Citizen Planners is a national phenomenon, and I think 7 large cities so far. In Philadelphia, starting the Philadelphia Orchard Project with the park. And we have 64 orchards, fruit trees, nut trees, and berry bushes in the city of Philadelphia. And getting bigger all the time. I've been affiliated with Patch Adams, with Dr. Brown, for many years, and I have a contract with him entitling me to start the first Patch Adams Free Clinic. So we have finally, we think, found land in Philadelphia. It all remains to be seen. And
it's very exciting. Philadelphia needs that.
We break ground, or heal ground, and we can build an eco-village around the country and be a model for the nation of ecological urban development.
I agree. That would be phenomenal. Our teammate Kathy said that we could use 500 more of you, and I agree. But you know that you were the first Green I ever voted for. Yeah, I know, that's impressive. Because I wrote Bernie in, so never Green before, but you came on my show twice, and I was like, I'm voting for him. Because you inspire me, and you're the closest thing to a hippie I've ever met, so which is pretty awesome. What do you hope to see in the future? Because there is a lot of talk about Green New Deal now with Alexandria, things like that. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not sure if it's watered down or what it is technically, but do you have hope that people are becoming more conscientious of green issues?
Well, people need jobs, people need secure homes, people need health care. These are also such fundamental. People need air, we need water, and all of these things are at risk, increasingly not only among the traditionally poor, but among the dwindling middle class. So, to the extent that this is becoming more palpable as a crisis to more and more people, the need for dynamic change is upon us. And I have not seen the Democrats' Green New Deal proposal. I don't know how it compares with the Green Party's Green New Deal. I have my own Green New Deal. I call it the Green Labor Administration, GLAD. And I contrast within it the pale green jobs with what I call deep green jobs. And I've written the book, Deep Green Jobs. So the contrast is between those technologies which enable us to paper over the worst damage that we're doing, to reduce the rate of decay, with, by contrast, repairing all that has been damaged and restoring the integrity of the environment for this future generation.
And what were your thoughts when they came out and said, look, we have about 12 years before, this gets even worse? What were your thoughts when you heard that time length?
I don't pay any attention to it. Because no matter how bad a situation is today, we have the power to begin today. And appeals shouting about the need to become an environmentalist because a crisis is upon us discourages, I think, more people than it inspires.
Yes.
More people are likely to go drink themselves under the table than to get together, take control, power together. That's where change is going to come from, not legislatures.
I agree. You know what you're talking about. You've been doing this a really long time. What what do you hope to see from here on out?
Well, years ago I wrote an article for a local weekly in Philadelphia titled Prepare for the Best. And I laid out a range of initiatives that are not only possible but are underway in Philadelphia. And food, fuel, housing, healthcare, planning, education, transportation, finance, sanitation, every arena of our civilization. In all of these, average people coming together. I mean, you look at everything which is common and normal as technology. It began in somebody's garage.
Mm-hmm.
Everything begins somewhere in some place with one person or a handful of people around a kitchen table. That's where it all has begun. That's where the future is beginning now. And it might be in your kitchen, whoever you are, maybe watching this.
Absolutely. So for us, what is something that we can do to actually help, not only help the environment, but to set precedent so that others can be inspired by it as well?
Well, without waiting for the precise college diploma,
Mm-hmm.
degrees in marketing. You let a guy like me loose with a degree in marketing, and I just start banging the pots and pans together. And say, we can do this. Let's get together and do it. I also have a degree in city management. But most of my learning about how to do things has come by, in the old days we read magazines, books, but I learned a lot of YouTube and by Googling, but especially by going to, in Philadelphia over the last few years, hundreds of meetings. I meet tremendously impressive people, all who want to get together and do good stuff, and feel constrained by law, which doesn't bother me. I don't allow myself to feel constrained by law. I tell people, I've never been in trouble with the law. The law has been in trouble with me. My attitude. So people get an idea of how to solve a problem that doesn't wait around for remote boardrooms and distant legislatures.
Mm-hmm.
They draft a simple plan. They say, well, if we pool our assets here, we could fix this, that, the other thing, at least within our neighborhood. And my gosh, I've started global programs that have gotten national and global media attention. That's deeply gratifying. And then they replicate.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get written about in textbooks. Then they're taught at universities.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Here in Pennsylvania, we have Governor Wolf, who we've had several times, and he just got reelected. He's the person you ran against. Now, those of us in Pennsylvania know that he is not exactly environmental. He's totally okay when we protested his office with brown water from people's houses. He's just not very open to discussing fracking and pipelines and things like that. So with you taking him on and being the total opposite, what was the final thing that really made you decide to take him on? What was the deal breaker?
Well, fracking poisons the future. And Tom Wolf is a poisoner of the future.
Mm-hmm.
He's a nice man. So what the Democrats do, they put up nice people, and then the Republicans put forward scary people.
Mm-hmm.
But we flip the coin, and it always comes up the same, virtually the same,
Mm-hmm.
with certain nuances. When you're talking about poisoning the future, the water, probably is endless future generations for the time. Tom Wolf has issued over 5,000 fracking permits without environmental review. He allows the Maryland Pipeline to crawl across our state on its way to Philadelphia as an energy hub from which to export volatile organic compounds to Scotland for making plastic. And yet he gets endorsed by the Sierra Club.
Yeah.
And yet he gets endorsed by a variety of other supposedly environmental organizations. Very
Right.
comfortable and cozy environmental organizations. Folks, it's time to go radical. Your kids, grandkids, and theirs asking you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you also got the shaft on the debates, which kind of happens, across the country. I've seen it happen in many states with many of my candidates. They basically made the gubernatorial debates with the Republican and Democrat, and you ran as a Green. So basically you weren't invited to join. I wrote the paper, I was putting it on Facebook and tagging them. Never a response, surprise, surprise. But you ended up having a debate anyway. So can you explain how that worked, and also if you invited Wolf to that debate?
Well, thank you for pumping for our presence and participation. I was looking forward to meeting Alex Trebek.
Yeah, I heard he did a great job.
Thrilling opportunity, foregone. The game is rigged. I mean, elections, again, they will kick people out who they don't want anywhere near the money bag. Bernie found that out.
Yeah.
And we all found that out. And many of us have known it for a long, long time. But to the credit of the League of Women Voters in Montgomery County, they invited all the candidates. Only 2 of us showed up, a Libertarian candidate and myself. And we had a good time at their expense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely a fear with a lot of Dem and Republican candidates. You show up, you're going to inadvertently force them to go more left because they're going to say, oh, wait, people liked, they had a great reaction when you said Green New Deal. So that terrifies them.
I was the eldest of the candidates among the 4 of us running for governor, and so at the debate, I said that I characterized all the other candidates as being young and naive with respect to fracking.
Right.
And had they been there, they could have told me otherwise.
Yeah.
But they were not. So.
Right. They probably had big money things to go to.
This is where television, that is to say major American television. And I'm looking forward to seeing you being the voice of major market television sooner than later. I know you will maintain your determination to reveal what needs to be said and invite voices from far beyond the few talking heads, the narrow range of their minds, and the talking head programs. So that day should come soon.
You're too kind. Wait, were you talking to me or the audience?
To you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're so kind. You're one of my favorite guests. Of course, what you do is just astounding. You're involved in so many things. What is a final thought that you want to leave with our viewers? You have a lot of love in these comments. What do you want to leave them with?
That they are powerful, that they do not need to wait for official credentials, that they have common sense, and they have common needs. They can get together to create solutions that may begin modestly within their modest reach. But if they keep at that, they become a tornado beauty. I don't know if anybody has ever said that before. Alternative beauty, but they become enormously and increasingly powerful together. That's where society changes. That's where society always has changed.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. You're always fun to interview. And this was impromptu as we ate our Chinese food. So thank you so much. Check out the comments afterwards when you get home.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Paul is awesome. You can find him on Facebook, Twitter, or what's your website once more?
paulglover.org.
Okay, in case you didn't hear, it's paulglover.org. So check him out and check his history. It's incredible. He has books as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great weekend.